Hello there, my name is Victoria Caseborn and I am delighted to welcome you to the School Run podcast. Today we have a voicemail left from the wonderful Sarah Arrow, who describes herself as an accidental entrepreneur. She used to think that being part of the rat race, being permanently exhausted and having no quality time with her daughters was the norm until she found a way out. And I'm really hoping that you find her story interesting and inspirational and gives you some things to think about. So without any further delay, I'd like to play Sarah's voicemail for you now.
Hi, my name's Sarah Arrow and I'm a mum of 3 children, 3 beautiful daughters and a grandson. My eldest daughter is 20 years old and my youngest daughter is 9 years old and she has ADHD. My grandson is 1.5 and after girls, 3 wonderful girls, to have a boy in the family is a new learning curve for me. And I'm really fortunate because 7 years ago my husband persuaded me when I was on maternity leave to come and work in his small business, and that decision then to help him transformed my life. I didn't realise the freedom that you get when you work for yourself, and I know that might sound a little silly or a little naive, but I just assumed that there was only one way to be a working mum, and that was to be employed. I didn't even consider starting my own business or working as something like Avon or Keepsake Company or any of those supportive communities that help women do a job and be their own boss. I didn't even know they existed. And now 7 years later, I've got my own business and I'm working around the family, which is always enjoyable. And I see more of my family than I did when I had a job and I was supposedly having the dream that all women have of having it all. And I now look back and I think I must have been crazed. I must have been absolutely nuts to pack my children off at 6:30 in the morning to a childminder, jump on a train, spend an hour and a half going into London, then working for 8 solid hours, sometimes taking a lunch break, sometimes not, having to experience all kinds of office politics and career things going on, and still having to manage to do your job with all of this, and then getting on the train, coming home, seeing your children for 5 minutes, cooking their dinner, bathing them, putting them to bed, and at the weekend being so exhausted that our family quality time was no family quality time at all. I'm really glad that my husband invited me into his business because that led me to the path of my own business. He's since sold that one and come to join me, and that's really great. That's really good fun, to be quite honest with you. I never thought this was where we were going to end up, but unless you explore all of the options, you don't know these things, and sometimes the people that you're around also don't know these things. If I'd have asked my parents about working from home or setting up my own business, both of them would have laughed at me. I spent a lot of time with my grandparents and both of those had a job. One of them worked in the docks and the other one was a cleaner. I was surrounded by people who had jobs. People having jobs is the norm in society, and it doesn't have to be that way. You can do whatever you want to do. It's just a question of finding the right people, the people like you that want to spend quality time with their children, and in my case now, my grandson. It's a case of finding the people that will support you and lift you up when things are tough. And it can be hard to realise these people are not always family. It's the community around you, because birds of a feather flock together. And you will find that once you start your entrepreneur's journey, you will find many, many other female entrepreneurs out there and flocking towards you, because you're moving towards the same goal. You're moving towards the freedom to be with your family and do the things that truly fulfill you, rather than doing what society dictates of you. Well, that sounds very political, but honestly, I'm not very political at all. As I said earlier, my name's Sarah Arrow. You can find me over at birdsontheblog.co.uk, where every woman has a voice. Thanks for listening.
So that was the wonderful Sarah Arrow. I absolutely love listening to her voicemail there, and I hope you did too. If you'd like to hear more from Sarah, or you'd like to work with her, then she runs a free 30-day blogging challenge where women can get their blog focused more on business rather than just being a mummy blogger. And she is the queen of blogging. She launched Birds on a Blog, which has won so many awards, and it's really, really well renowned. It's a fantastic success, so you can really learn a lot from her, as I am. So if you'd like to find out how you can register for the blogging challenge, go over to victoriacaseborn.com/episode 2, and I've got all the show notes there with a link to her 30-day blog over there. So thank you so much for listening, and have a great day.